You know the standard script. You go to school, earn a degree, land a steady job, and begin to build. Eventually, you qualify for a mortgage, buy a house, and work hard enough to earn a promotion and a raise. But the math of that promotion plays a trick on you. Every raise you earn triggers a higher tax bracket. You buy a better car, you upgrade your apartment, and suddenly those new lifestyle expenses swallow the extra income. Then the pressure mounts. You take on a larger mortgage, perhaps start a family, and realize you can no longer afford to lose that paycheck. The higher you climb the corporate ladder, the tighter the trap becomes. This traditional path creates a treadmill effect. You find yourself working harder only to haul larger, heavier buckets of water just to keep pace. Compare the bucket carrier to a pipeline builder. While one person hauls water back and forth every single day, the other disappears for months to construct a system. Once that pipe is built, it delivers water and generates money while they sleep. To see exactly where you stand, we have to look at this diagram. This is the Cashflow Quadrant. It maps out the 4 ways to make money, slicing the economic world right down the middle into 2 distinct sides. On the left side of this border, you have the employee and the self-employed. On the right side, you have the business owner and the investor. 2 people can live in the exact same city, subject to the exact same federal laws, yet exist in completely different financial realities based entirely on which side of this line they occupy. Working 80 hours a week on the left side of this map rarely leads to wealth. Finding freedom requires a total economic migration across that border. Let's look at how the left economy operates. Both the employee and the self-employed trade their personal time for a paycheck. They are often bottlenecked by the belief that to get something done right, they have to do the work themselves. This creates a hard ceiling. If the freelancer gets sick or the manager takes a month off, the income stops. Everything relies on their physical presence. But the true penalty for living on this side of the map is the tax code. This flowchart shows how money moves on the left side. The chronological formula is earn, tax, spend. You earn $1, and a massive chunk is sliced away and handed to the government before you ever get to spend what is left over. Because the state extracts its cut before the worker ever touches the money, building scale on the left side becomes a constant uphill battle against the depletion of your own capital. Now cross over to the right economy. Business owners build and own independent systems. They engineer the machine that delivers the product, rather than manually building the product themselves. This setup allows them to scale past the limits of a 24-hour day by utilizing OPT, other people's time, and OPM, other people's money. This chart shows the reversed chronological formula of the right side: earn, spend, tax. Business revenue flows directly into expenses and reinvestment first. They only pay taxes on the residual sliver left at the very end. Take that to its extreme and you have to ask, how can a billionaire investor legally pay close to 0% in income tax? This diagram illustrates the loop. They borrow bank money to buy a company, reinvesting profits to grow the asset. To fund their lifestyle, they borrow new debt against it. The mechanism relies on one rule: borrowed money is debt, not income. Debt cannot be taxed. The tax code isn't broken. It is deliberately engineered to reward the people who take on the financial risks required to build the pipelines society relies on. Migrating from the left side of the quadrant to the right requires a total renovation of your personal identity and habits. The first shift is redefining an asset. Open your balance sheet next to your bank's. Your house mortgage moves straight into your liability column, while simultaneously dropping perfectly into your bank's asset column. You're the employee, they're the owner. The second shift involves taking control of your capital. You have to stop handing your money blindly to financial experts and hoping for the best. You must become a level 4 investor who intentionally makes small, painful mistakes with your own money in order to learn how the game is actually played. Crossing this border dictates one absolute rule. You must stop acquiring things that rent out your time and strictly acquire things that pay you. The final excuse for staying on the left side is the lack of time. It is easy to blame a demanding 9-to-5 job for draining all your energy. Your day job serves as the necessary bucket that keeps a roof over your head and feeds you while you design your pipeline. This brings us to the 14-hour rule. There are exactly 14 hours a day where you are not at work. That vast amount of off-the-clock time is where actual wealth generation happens. Picture two identical employees working the same 40-hour week. Their lives completely split in the evenings. One goes home, relaxes, and consumes media. The other goes home, reads, and sends emails to build a side system. Fast forward 5 years, and they are living completely different lives. If you only work hard on the clock, your boss gets rich and you work forever. But if you build your pipeline in the margins of your day, you eventually buy back your freedom.